found here an exceptionally attractive spot in Los Padres National Forest in California, and I've just come up here in the car. Well, last bit I've walked, and first of all we have these wonderful views here of this arid climate. And although it's called a national forest, you may be thinking, well, I've just been conned because there isn't much of in the way of forest around here. And certainly looking straight ahead of me, it looks a bit like a moonscape rather than a forest, but extremely nice. And I'm now turning around, and this is now looking in a northerly direction. I have the road down there. Now this is just above the settlement of Painted Cave, which is, I would say, about, what, 12 kilometers from Santa Barbara, something like that. Left the car down there. So I'm now on the trail, and as can be perhaps deduced, I am heading in a southerly direction. You can deduce that by the position of the sun and the strength of it. I think this walk will be much better in the early morning, like many walks in this area, because you get the sea views without the sun. And the sun will be over to the west somewhere and not to the south, because here the mountains give onto the south. So it's an east-west range. And there we have the Pacific Ocean, probably not terribly visible at the moment through the camera. See the Channel Islands in the distance, we've got two there, and below's the town of Goleta, or Goleta as I probably pronounce it here. And we have one of the roads leading south. And now I would guess that I'm around, what, here be about 1,200 meters. It's hard to say. The highest, maybe not quite, but the highest peak is called La Cumbre, which is at 1,397 meters. An absolutely outstanding place to be in the European winter. Wonderful. The settlement of Painted Cave is above the Painted Cave, and in there there's paintings done by the Chumash, the Native Americans, and they did that painting possibly to commemorate an eclipse of the sun which took place in 1677. So that could be, and probably is, over 300 years old. I'm remembering where I was in the summer. In July I was in the Cachuma Mountains on the border of Poland and the Czech Republic. And I've got to say, the trail is very similar. Looking towards the west, we've got Lake Cachuma. There's the Bradley Dam. It was built in the 50s as part of the scheme to provide water for this area. And the provision of water has been extremely political in Santa Barbara. It's the excuse that was used in the past to limit the amount of people who could actually live here. Well, it's not really an excuse as such, I mean, it's a pretty good reason. This was built to actually supply water to people living in California. You think, like, the amount of people live in Los Angeles and how little rain there is there. This water supply is very, very essential. So from here there's a slightly better view of the lake, as well as the arid land to the north. And some of these peaks, I think, reach 1,600 meters. So it's higher than the highest mountain in the United Kingdom, whilst being so close to the sea. And there's the moon.